The deep is an interesting concept in the world of Dark Souls, so let's talk about it. To talk about the deep, we first need to discuss its quote-unquote parent, the Abyss, as they're both very similar. The Abyss was originally set upon the world by Manus who, upon having his grave disturbed by the people of Ulasil under Kod's manipulative instruction, awoke to find his beloved pendant gone. This loss of his precious item sent him into a rage, causing his immensely powerful humanity to go wild and birth the Abyss, which slowly corrupted the people in town of Ulasil, turning them into grotesque monsters. The Abyss, as both a concept and location, is humanity at its most raw and powerful, a wild, unchecked beast that swallows everything in its path. But the deep is something else entirely. If we think of the Abyss as unchecked and raw humanity gone wild, like a raging storm, then the deep is more of a festering swamp filled with decay. In the Japanese version of the game, the human dregs item, said to be the heaviest part of the human body, is translated as stagnation of humanity. In my view, this item is what the humanity from Dark Souls 1 becomes when a certain character named Aldrich comes into play. Quick backstory on Aldrich: he was a cleric of the Way of White who had a peculiar passion for devouring people. He eventually made his way to the Cathedral of the Deep, a place that was originally meant as a place to cleanse the impure darkness within humans. Despite being sent here for cleansing, he continued to indulge in consuming humans, and even extended this grotesque habit to others, who became horrifying beasts as a result. The cathedral then became corrupted, birthing a plethora of horrifying creatures due to the degeneration of humanity festering inside of Aldrich. The humanity stewing inside of Aldrich from his mass consumption of humans would also give birth to the Deep, the absolute degeneration and depths of humanity. The clerics of the cathedral would initially fight these creatures that were birthed from it, but eventually succumbed to the darkness and crafted deep sorceries, human dregs brought to life, which home in on the living. Aldrich then linked the fire due to his immense power. When the bells awoke past Lords of Cinder to link the first flame, Aldrich had a vision. He envisioned an age of the deep sea following the close of the Age of Fire, an age of rotten sludge, of stagnant humanity, and of corrupted life, a world he himself could bring into being. Upon this rumination, he turned his back on linking the fire and made his way to consume the only ones who, in his mind, could stop this age from coming to fruition, the gods of Anor Londo. He fought his way through Irithyll with his deacons and entered Anor Londo, where a sickly Gwyndolin resided, and began to consume him, falling into a slumber until the Ashen One puts him to the sword. Deservedly, I may add. So, a lot to unpack there. The Abyss and the Deep can be viewed as the two utmost extremes on either end of the dark, the Abyss being the explosion of a large amount of humanity and causing insanity, whereas the Deep is the decay of a large amount of humanity over a period of time, giving birth to vile new forms of life. At least, that's how I interpret it. Perhaps the Age of the Deep Sea will come to fruition, given Aldrich's gluttony, but I doubt we'll ever know if it will, and that's the beauty of the Dark Souls games. We're forced to draw our own conclusions.